Okay. Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. The barking of weapon discharge becomes Theodora's disapproving grumble. Do you consider yourself to be the face of a rogue trader? That to be the face of a rogue trader. Your brave enforcers spend their every waking moment training. After all, Voidver could return at any moment to try and take over your ship again. Indeed so. They're so diligent. The pit. This might be a difficult situation in here. Yes, surrender to the cough, blah blah blah, lungs will stop burning. I get the idea. We're really fucked up. The den you have found yourself in is filled with heady smoke, and the walls are lined with living shadows. The center of attention is a snake-like Xenos. He is engaged in conversation with a pale, harried-looking Drukhari and pays you no mind, much like everyone else here. This particular breed of abominable Xenos is unfamiliar to you, despite having fought several of them, but its appearance alone speaks of a vicious nature and inborn wickedness. Everyone gathered here is armed. They all bear scars, and some even have fresh wounds. You notice a few humans among the Xenos. They clamor in a mishmash of tongues, and their laughter rings with lunacy and bloodlust. The air is thick with an all-pervading sense of doom. Your trained eye does not fail to notice that virtually everyone in this place is under the influence of some substance or other, and powerful ones at that. It seems you have wound up in a narcotics den. Tremendous. The leader of this gang is powerfully built. His scaled hide is reinforced with engraved metal in several spots. His long tail coils around and around as his snake-like head sways gently from side to side. The Xenos is enjoying a state of blissful relaxation. His companion, the gaunt Drukhari, is looking at him obsequiously? Her entire body is adorned with hundreds of embedded steel beads and thousands of red injector marks. May we speak? The snake-like Xenos either fails to notice your presence or is simply ignoring you. Iridescent eyelid membranes slide over his eyes, momentarily shuttering them. No doubt a telling look among his kind. Without deigning to look at you, the cadaverous Drukhari mutters, "Malice wants you to disappear, pathetic whelp." You are Malice, I take it? His serpentine head turns to you with inhuman fluidity, his forked tongue tasting the air. "I am Malice. You are an inconvenience. Get lost, or you'll find out how Malice deals with inconveniences, human. Humanling, sorry. I require aid, I'm wounded. What makes you think I care? No, don't answer. I don't care what makes you think that. I can pay you handsomely for your assistance. You'd have nothing. Don't waste my time." The Xenos keeps his attention focused on the Drukhari, but his scaled fingers holding an elegant-looking injector clench in displeasure. He speaks slowly and indolently, like a snake about to enter rumination? Oh. That's pretty high. Is there a problem with your hearing? I came to you with a business proposition. Failed? Fuck. The Drukhari's head shatters and some of the scraps stick to the snake-like Xenos' face. You now have his undivided attention, and that of everyone else in the room. The Xenos' idle apathy drops in an instant, and his tail coils as he readies himself to strike. You try to anticipate his attack with a pistol shot, but he is too quick. You watch in detached surprise as drops of something red spray slowly through the air. Is that your blood? The clawed hand that has sliced open your throat leaves behind a crimson trail. Surprise is the last emotion you feel before your consciousness goes dark for good. Damn. On a 90% as well. That sucks. I'm going to try again. Tremendous. The Drakari's head shatters and some of the scraps stick to the snake-like Xenos' face. You now have his undivided attention and that of everyone else in the room. The Xenos' idle apathy drops in an instant. His tail coils as he readies himself to strike, but he freezes. His eyes are transfixed on the barrel of the pistol aimed at his face. With a satisfied hiss, he says, "I respect the fearless. What do you want?" "I wish to return to my domain in the Coronis Expanse." "Ha! Many dream of that. And how do you imagine that would work? You think I'm going to take you there in my void ship? I don't have one. I need a healer. And what will you give in return? We shall discuss this later." The little strength you had left in your body has run out. You collapse to the floor, and the darkness that nearly extinguished your mind permanently envelops your vision once more. Through the drumbeat of your heart, you hear Malice's voice from somewhere far away. "Patch up the humanling. She has character. I like those ones." Sensation slowly returns to you. Your body is still in pain, but you are no longer on the brink of death. Your wounds have been crudely closed with metal clamps, and your throat is pocked with injector tracks, as though you have been wearing a neck pillow of needles. Ugh. The one who rendered this first aid to you was certainly not a qualified chirurgeon, someone who would typically be permitted to minister to the person of the illustrious rogue trader. "It looks like you're back with us. I don't know whether to offer my congratulations or commiserations." The scaled Xenos looks at you without the slightest deference. "Thank you for your help." "I do not want your thanks, humanling. You will earn back every stimulant I spent on you." As soon as you stand up, you're seized by a strange sense of unreality. It is as if you were still there in the wicked darkness, and everything around you is merely a twisted mirage. Doubt seeps into your mind like a poison, sundering its contact with your body. You have to make a deliberate effort to hold on to the thought that you are you. "What is your mind maggot giving you trouble? I saw it latch onto your spinal cord when you were being patched up. A fat, well-fed grub it was, with lots of teeth. It's dying now. They have a short lifespan, and that means its poison is especially toxic. You'll lose touch with reality from time to time, and when the mind maggot dies, you'll lose the final dose of poison will make you think your body is not your body at all. And then your heart will just stop beating." A dying parasite in the rogue trader's body that is poisoning her mind. "I could have pulled that thing out of you, of course, but I thought, why should I? Consider it a guarantee of your gratitude toward me. When you've earned your healing, I'll release you from it." The lipless mouth stretches into a bloodthirsty grin. "Or you can reject my generous offer and look for help elsewhere. Have you heard about that humanling that's always hanging around the gates of the anatomical opera, gasping for breath and begging for the homunculus to save her? She can't breathe normally. Even the way she says her name is funny. Hedari, as if she's about to suffocate." I see. Who are you?" "I am Malice, and the rabble you see are my shriekers. We are gladiators, the bleeding meat of the Fatal Thirst's combat arena. We are the beasts who go out there and kill, and to die in glorious deaths for the entertainment of the Dark City. And this, then, is our pleasure ground." "Where am I?" The snake-like Xenos hisses in satisfaction. "Comera, The Dark City, the underside of existence, the realm of the Drukhari. You heard of it, humanling? Why did you decide to help me in the end? You're a cocky whelp, but feeble like all members of your race. Your cockiness has not got you killed yet, which means you must be someone important, and you might be useful. What is a mind maggot? It's kind of in the name, isn't it? A kind of translucent slug. It's a parasite that can only be found on this side of reality. Mind maggots feed on your memory, and they inject toxic hallucinations into your mind to stop you resisting. Drukhari can train these creatures and use them to show their victims devious mirages. What do you want from me? Kill for me. Go into the mangled sector and find a freak called the Commissar, one of your kind, and spill his guts for me. Do that, and you will earn my favor, and in the chasm, that counts for a lot. Who is this Commissar? A prisoner of the Drukhari who thinks too highly of himself. Instead of dying in the arena without any fuss, he is hiding, gathering other slaves of your race around him, and making pathetic plans to get his revenge, and many of your kind are listening to him. See how few humanling shriekers there are? They used to all come to me. Now they listen to the Commissar, and no longer come. They don't come? Fuck. The Mangled Sector. What an off-putting name. It's an off-putting place. It's the base of the spire in which we live. Commer is stitched together from scraps of various dimensions, and in the Mangled Sector, the seams are starting to rip. Space is collapsing in on itself. Entropic radiation is off the scale, spawning all kinds of abominations, and the sector itself is slowly but surely turning into nothing. You'd have to be insane to set foot in a place like that. Insane, or an outcast like the Commissar, hiding from the hunt. Or you. Why do you want me to do it, even though you just told me? I don't want to drag my whole gang into the Mangled Sector. The place will kill off 3 times more fighters than the Commissar's crew will, which means I need to send in an assassin. The Commissar's fighters know my shriekers, but nobody knows you, and besides, you don't have a choice, which means you'll see it through to the end. I'm going to need a more serious weapon. Prove that you're useful first. Do this, and Malice will see that you have decent toys to play with. But not before. In the meantime, you can pick something out of the junk pile. Malice gestures to the container full of half full of shoddy equipment. Very well, I will kill him. Bring me his head, and in exchange I will share my toys with you. They will make surviving in Comera possible. And if you think lying to me and running, when you're on the street, look out for a humanling dressed in red with a cog on his chest, and a face full of misery. See how he is dying alone with nobody to help him. Your death will be just the same. Are you describing Pascal by any chance? Alright. Hey, how you going? Tear out his augment. Oh, fuck. This cranial shunt, marked as the property of the Astra Militarum, is used to directly connect to armored vehicles. It is silvered. Its silvered rim is an indication of the owner's veteran status. Mine now. Oh, fuck. Well, I sure did rip it out, I guess.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Alright. Okay. We're gonna need, like, all this stuff, probably. I can always put it back in cargo later. So, armor. Are these the same? Yes. Okay. This is worse than the greatsword. Greatsword it is. Grenades and the shotgun. Okay. Now we're feeling like we can fight again. The tear in the fabric of space is sparkling with entropic energy, capable of unraveling the threads of matter itself. Wonderful. Anything else around?
I always keep my options open.
Guess not. Okay, let's go find the boys.
Is there money to be made?
A flash of searing pain causes the content of your skull to burst into flames. Oh, is that all? That's just Tuesday, dude. Oh, there was more. Worse. Slightly better. Okay. Don't mind me, boys. Well... But they were packed as cargo, so you just can't get the cargo out, but you can still send it to cargo. That's weird, but appreciated. A familiar sense of unreality rolls in, breaking the connection between body and mind.
I always have a backup plan.
Hey, boys. Oh, your lights, you stupid fucking bitch. There you are.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
The Eldari runs a hand over her face before turning to you. Her pale skin is tightly stretched over the bones of her skull. Her eyes have lost their glimmer, and her neck is stooped under an unseen burden. And yet you still recognize her. Your light... Lana Avis? Your former companion, and the reason for your imprisonment within these dark walls. Your light glances at you, her eyes widening slightly, but that is the only change you detect in her tense expression. Whatever emotions she may be feeling, she is suppressing them well. Ilantok. Your light, you're alive. Your light looks at you in disbelief. Your voice. Do I hear a semblance of jubilation? But how can that be, Ilantok? Because of me, you... Yeah, but... Pragmatically, I don't want to be alone in Comera anymore. One of the Xenos who are watching your light torture the silent victim steps forward. Did the monkey come for a taste of pain? Then you must have patience. Our little guest still has so much suffering to extract from her first victim. Your prey is far from empty, your light. Do not hold back. Your light grips the blade in her hand and immediately winces. Her spirit stone is emanating a red glow. She touches it with an expression of anguish. The suffering overwhelms me. No more, I cannot bear it anymore. Why are you doing this to her? Our little guest is learning the art she and her kin lost aeons ago. The Drukhari gloats in a cloying tone of voice. The art of delight, unhampered by meaningless taboos. The art of extracting rapture from another's flesh against the will of its owner. The art of walking the path of the Drukhari. Isn't that right, my lost Ashrani? The path of the Drukhari. Your light echoes the Xenos' words, and the sound of her voice is as feeble and hollow as an echo. Once your light opens her soul to our ways, she'll have a home once more, among our kind. If she refuses, well, then she'll have to give up that bauble she wears as a flimsy shield against she who thirsts. But there's no cause for alarm. When we are done here, our little sister will need her spirit stone no longer. That's a bold one right there. Oh, I would gain a serrated mono knife? Shit. Now you're talking, dude. Your light, I intend to find a way out of this place. What about you? Her gaze is incredulous. Are you inviting me to come with you? Inviting me to the stars, Ilantok? The Drukhari grabs your light by the shoulder. You're losing focus, sister. Your spirit stone is at Your light is swift and precise. The blade pierces the Drukari's throat, and he collapses, clutching the wound and drenching the floor with his blood. His kin move to draw their weapons, but freeze, transfixed by the sight of their brother thrashing in agony. Enough! It is hard to tell whether your light is shouting or wailing. Enough of this senseless, aimless torture. This is not my path, and it never will be mine. She turns to you with a faint glimmer of hope on her gaunt face. But first I must ask, Ilantak. After what I did, drive away the night of my blindness with the morning rays of clarity. Have you truly found the strength to forgive me? We will have a word about your deeds. Now, however, is the time to leave. Your light nods warily. You are right. Explanations and understanding are now ours to pursue. And yet, your willingness to take me back astounds me, Ilantak, and it frightens me in equal part. Ashran, heed my word, I will not fail your faith in me again. The spirit stone in her breast flashes and slowly dims. You better fucking not, because I'll kill you the next time, I swear to God. And let us walk away from the nightmares that sink their stings into the darkest recesses of my ravaged soul. Bye, guys. Now, you probably don't have any equipment. Correct. Long rifle. And Incubus 45. Holy shit. I guess you can have that. Deflection if wearer's weapons. I mean, you know, if we get somebody better to put it on, we will. We don't have a melee weapon where you can use. I guess we'll give you the pistol. Oh, that's not a pistol. Whatever. It's not like I can use it, so you might as well have it.
I always keep my options open.
Alright, great. We are not alone anymore. Oh. I see. This is where I came from, yes? Maybe something will be over there now, though. Yoink. Is this the critical path? Kind of looks like it might be. Let's go check the other way, see if we can see something else now that we're more, you know, lucid.
A trivial task.
The beggar's corpse is disfigured by bony growths. Eyes, mouths, and tentacles are constantly appearing and disappearing in the ocean of his flesh. It is difficult to mistake warp distortion of this severity for anything else. And yet that was a 35% chance. Oh, is this not the same way? No, it is, right? Yeah, this is where I started. Shoot the corpse.
My kin.
Uh-huh. Not really sure why I did that, to be honest.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Tremendous. Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
More goods. Cool. Yes, this is definitely where we started. Imagine having to be an ugly beggar. Not just a beggar. Oh, this goes somewhere. You're not going to tell me where that goes, huh? Alright, now let's go the other way. Oh, somebody else died. Thank you. People just randomly getting stabbed. Alright, what's over here? Unreality, blah blah, breaking connection. Yeah, I know, we're dying. Such is life. What the fuck? You're like, where are you?
Just as I planned.
Great. Good luck. Doing well so far.
Did you hope to see an Azuriani fail?
I won't let it define me. Failure is just a temporary setback. That's how it's done.
Excellent. Alright, just, you know, just keep doing it. Just keep going, man. Oh, it wasn't even
Rise
worth
to
the fucking
top,
effort.
or get left in the dust.
Oh, fuck. Oh, the arena? Not time. Not time to go to the arena.
I'll learn from this mistake.
Mm-hmm.
King Morak.
Mm-hmm.
Success is the only outcome
Easy.
I accept.
Alright, you know,
Keep your
some
eye
more
on
fucking
prize.
weapons would be nice right now, you know? Some more equipment, perhaps. Yeah, yes.
Keep your
That is
wits
starting
about
to
you.
get a little old, I won't lie. I get it, you know, I understand.
I
We
won't
have
let it
failed,
define
my
me.
kin.
Mm-hmm. 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 Is this not actually rolling for the chest?
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
It seems statistically unlikely to have failed a 25% chance this many times in a row. It must not actually be re-rolling it for the chest, right? But it will do it for the
Justified
switches. Oh, well, never mind. Oh. Oh. Type. Incubus Glaive. What are these? The wearer's Deadeye shot critical hits trigger expose weakness. Okay. Whereas melee attack damage increased by psi rating. Well, that's unfortunate, as I don't have a psi rating. You're light, so you can have that, and you might as well take the other grenade.
I always have a
Okay,
backup
look at this.
plan.
Rack. Anatomical opera. Just gonna go on a limb and assume we're not allowed in there at the moment. Yes, I understand. I know.
Failure.
Resistance
Temporary
fighter?
setback.
That's a
I
dangerous
won't let
business
it
to be getting
define
into
me.
in Comrade,
Failure
brother.
is just a temporary setback. That's how it's done.
But it won't do it for the chests. How weird. The start of every combat, the wearer's allies gain deflection equal to the wearer's psi rating. Fucking hell. Whenever an ally suffers any damage and loses non-temporary wounds, this effect is removed from that ally. Area attack that instantly provoke opportunity attacks from all adjacent enemies. The wearer gains temporary wounds for each attack of opportunity provoked by an area attack. What a weird ability. This doesn't sound very good. I mean, I guess you're just gambling that you don't get hit by many of the retaliatory strikes. Oh, okay. I warned you about that resistance fighting, brother.
I won't let it define me.
Alright, try the other one.
Did you hope to see an Azoriani fail?
I won't let it define me.
Mm-hmm.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Great.
I always keep my options
Okay,
open.
so what's up with these portals that don't say where they go? Ah, they loop you to the other side. Thank goodness. Alright, let's go to the mangled sector. Oh, this is also the anatomical opera, I guess. So. Okay, this way first, I guess. I don't know why I'm worrying. Just pick a way and go, you know. Mm-hmm. Just, Yunky Sploinky.
Let us
Pl-
not
please.
dawdle. Success is the only outcome I accept.
Yes, I know. It wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have to hold a button to skip cutscenes in this game. Like, I don't understand why you can't just push escape or something. Why do I have to
Always keep your eye on
hold
the
enter?
prize.
Well, you know, that does make sense that I wouldn't even be able to try that without some explosives on me.
Just
You
as I
have
planned.
got me there. This is not really how I've ever envisioned Kamara to look, to be honest
your
with
wits
you.
about you.
Which is to say, it looks too clean. And not to say it's spotless or anything, but I always assumed it would be really dark
Let
and
it
miserable,
define me.
like, and really, like, dingy, except for the fancy places. You didn't even really show us
Rise to the
that
top,
much.
Or get left in the dust.
Argenta! Oh my goodness. Rogue traitor! Sister Argenta greets you with a glowing gaze and a confident smile. The God Emperor did not forsake his chosen one. I prayed that our paths would cross once more. Argenta's expression changes drastically when she sees your light. Rogue traitor, why is that creature standing beside you? Why has the treacherous Xenos not yet suffered retribution for her trickery? I remember what her accursed kin said when we stepped into that trap. Do you, Ophelia? Have you forgotten that she betrayed us? Your light was deceived as we all were. Her actions can hardly be called trickery. Deceived by whom? Her own kinsman? Do you honestly believe that, Ophelia? That worthless tale spun by an enemy of humanity? A tale that could only convince a senseless child? Your light gazes at her from beneath a veneer of cold aloofness. Your judgments have no weight before the Alantak's will. Do not waste your breath on attempts to intimidate or insult me, for your words are like picked leaves that the wind throws against the cliffs. Fucking elves. You truly aren't worth the breath I have wasted on words. Argenta pointedly turns away from her. Argenta gestures at everyone around her. Your arrival is timely indeed. With the Emperor's chosen on our side, we can come out of hiding and exact vengeance upon the enemies of humanity. But I shouldn't take up your time. Speak instead to the Commissar, the one who shall lead these valiant souls. He'll tell you everything you need to know. What happened to you after we ran into that trap? My memory betrays me. I lost consciousness after they dragged us into the shadows. I came to in a filthy arena. They'd set some clawed beast against me. When I slew it, they sent another. I killed them all, one after another, and the unseen spectators demanded more and more. At last I had an opportunity. One of the beasts I fought damaged the enclosure, and I managed to escape the arena. You should have seen how quickly the scum who whooped and cheered from the sand set off after me. I forged a path with sword and bolter, and wandered for a long time in darkness. Then I wound up here, where a loyal servant of the Emperor found me and gave me a chance to serve him again. Who is this Commissar? A loyal servant of the Emperor who has not lost the will to fight, even in the impenetrable gloom. He has mustered a resistance, everyone who can hold a weapon and refuses to accept the fate of a toy in the clutches of vile Xenos. The dwellers of these dungeons are myriad, and most are lacking in soul, courage, or willpower. The Commissar and his associates seek out the true champions of the Imperium among them, and prepare these people for battle against the Xenos. Providence itself has brought me here. I assisted the Commissar in his search in hopes of finding you among the captives. I devoted myself to helping the faithful yet frail picking up their strength and guiding the able yet desperate toward hope, and my efforts have already borne fruit. 2 squads have gone on a scouting mission to discover a safe passage out of Kamara. There is no safe way out of Kamara. You're lying to yourself and to these people. Wherever you send them, the Dark City holds only death and misery for Monkey. Your poisonous words cannot break my spirit and my faith, Xenos. I would rather die fighting than surrender. Argenta clenches her jaw, and you notice the spark of doubt flashes in her eyes. Who are these people? I found them, subjects of the Imperium who were taken to this den of misery and despair, scattered across this vast chasm. They were condemned to suffer for the amusement of enemies of humanity, but the beasts were wrong in thinking we would simply resign ourselves to our fate. I share my faith in the future with them, the future that we will claim with his name upon our lips. Argenta, a grim task brings me here. I must kill the Commissar. There's a subtle change in Argenta's gleaming eyes, and they begin to resemble glowing embers. Perhaps this accursed place has affected your will after all. You speak of madness that is tantamount to heresy, for you would be beheading the resistance and leaving these adamant hearts. His faithful, without a leader. I cannot let that come to pass, rogue trader, and I hope you do not intend to execute this plan in earnest. You will join me, will you not? Argenta looks at the people around her and nods. I have served the resistance for as long as I could. My duty to these people is done. It is high time I rejoined you and pursued my original mission. But first, allow me to offer a few final words of guidance to my flock. Argenta turns to her audience, and her voice fills with zealous fire. Servants of the Emperor, children of humanity, be strong in your resolve and pure in your faith, for our deliverance is at hand. Steel your hearts, for the great trial lies ahead of us all, but the reward for passing it is freedom. So, what have you got on you? Fucking nothing, and yet you said you had a bolter. Curious. So, auto gun. And... how good is this? You know. And a pistol, in case you end up in melee. And you might as well have some of the other grenades. What did I just click on? I clicked on something else by mistake. Doesn't look like it mattered.
I always keep my options open.
Alright, there he is. Still can't do demolition. What you got back here? The stately man in a commissar's coat and a tall service cap greets you with the sign of the Aquila and a solemn announcement. Another loyal servant of the throne has found her way to us through these confounding catacombs. Fear not. Approach. If you have faith in the Emperor, then you will find only allies here. The Emperor protects. Indeed, the Emperor protects. The Commissar's imperious, booming voice repeats your call, and the rest follow suit. One might think that the archetypical Commissars from the Imperial Guard propaganda posters are all life drawings of this man. He has a large and powerful jaw, his eyes are hard and fearless, and the small scars over his brow adds a certain rugged charm to his features. His coat, though worn, has been diligently cleaned and mended, and the skull on his tall cap has been polished to a shine. Who are you? The man replies with clipped precision. Commissar Iko Stotny? But my brothers and sisters-in-laws simply call me the Commissar. I was assigned to a regiment of the Vicetian Serviles, and I fought in a battle for the world of Camalt Secundus, where I was wounded and taken prisoner while unconscious. Having recovered from my wounds, I carry on fighting the wicked Xenos, who has the head of the local resistance cell, which I founded. The Commissar's speech is vehement and decisive. My valorous comrades and I sabotage the enemy's activities while we devise our plan of escape. The streets of Kamar are like a maze of spider webs into which the Dark Ones lure unfortunate souls. Each thread that leads to freedom turns out to be another cruel deception in the end. You must have faced many a danger here. The Commissar mutters scornfully. What power do contemptible inhumans have to threaten true faith? What were the circumstances of your capture? We engaged the enemy on the world of Camalt Secundus in the Macarian marches of the Calixis sector. The loathsome foes of humanity were known to launch raids in the area, and we received orders to defend the good subjects of the Imperium. When the profaners descended upon us, we gave them no quarter. The enemy were routed, and my unit drove them back to their ships. Our counterattack drove a wedge into their advancing horde and thwarted the invasion, but it also meant that we were cut off on both flanks and surrounded. We fought valiantly for several hours to stop the enemy ranks from reforming for a new onslaught, until we depleted our munition reserves. By that time, our superior officers had already fallen, so I led my people in a bayonet charge. We taught the Xenos a lesson in blood, and them. I've no memory of how the battle ended. I came to consciousness in this foul place, disarmed and on the verge of death. I thought I'd die, but it was not yet time for the Emperor to release me from his service. I require medical assistance. The Commissar examines you critically. You do not look too badly injured, and we are suffering from a shortage of medical supplies. Better to save what we have for critical situations. What does your resistance do? The Commissar observes his humble army and says with enthusiasm, our first ongoing objective is to keep bolstering our ranks by seeking out prisoners who haven't yet lost faith and willingness to oppose our nefarious jailers. Our second priority is to arm ourselves and train. I teach my soldiers the basic of the guard tactics in order to mold them into a fully fledged assault unit. Most importantly, we gather information and plot our escape, and the day when we pave the road to freedom with the corpses of the detestable Xenos is nigh. The Commissar's rallying shout makes his people square their shoulders, proudly straighten their backs, and respond with a fierce war cry. Malice has sent me here for your head. However, I have no desire to cause you harm. The Commissar lets out a contemptuous laugh and nods approvingly at you. That scaled miscreant has long since wanted me dead. He craves my soldiers. He forced us from our base to this perilous place, but he will pay for his scheme soon once my plan is set in motion. It is a disgrace to serve one such as he. You ought to join our ranks instead. Together we'll break out of this accursed city. What is your escape plan? The Commissar's speech is brisk and energetic. Some of our own have captured a small Xeno ship that was moored for repairs at a remote unused dock. They eliminated the crew quietly, but left the pilot alive to sail the ship back to real space. We can get to the dock through a dimensional portal located at our old base. Was it Sergeant Viscasti's squad who was tasked with capturing the ship? Did he survive? The Emperor protected him, and he did not fail the Emperor. Viscates is in good health and waiting for us to arrive. If the monkey have managed to capture the vessel, they were permitted to do so. If they were permitted to do so, your light casts you a meaningful look. The plan is doomed to fail. Regrettably, Malice and his shriekers drove us out and took over the base, so the first order of business will be to confront him there. I propose that you take him by surprise and deliver the first strike. We'll support the attack from the outsides. The Commissar's plan is bold, and the odds of it succeeding are bleak. However, it seems improbable that anyone in Comoro is prepared for such decisive covert action from the city's prisoners, so the Commissar and his people have the element of surprise on their side. Who are the people under your command? The core of my unit is composed of prisoners from various Astra Militarum regiments and a number of planetary guards. They formed the assault squad that went on the special operation under Sergeant Viscates to command. The rest are common people who had the misfortune of being captured by Xenos. Serfs, nobility, administratum clerks, technomats, void war workers, monks, anyone who found the courage to take up arms. The only kind we won't find here are heretics, lawbreakers, and cowards. Trust me, Ophelia, these people can be relied upon. In their darkest hour, they found a source of resolve and faith, and each among them is ready to give their life for their righteous cause. Many already have. How have you managed to accomplish so much? Every morsel of intelligence we've acquired and every step of progress we have made was paid for in blood and pain. The information about the dying cabal that dreads entering the docks of its enemies and instead moors in an abandoned area was forced out of captive Xenos. The knowledge of the portal was bought in exchange for 1/2 of all the weapons we had stockpiled. I'm not feeling good about this, you know. So you're telling me that you bought, like, this critical information from a Drukhari? I'm not feeling this plan, I'm gonna be honest with you. And taking that ship cost us several lives, each of which was worth more than the whole blasted city. It's like... I'm having some difficulty with this one. Because while these people are obviously morally correct, I am pretty confident it's a trap. Like, I am quite certain that either this guy's full of shit, or he's just going to lead everybody into an ambush anyway. Also, I need to get this thing out of my head, and Malice seems more likely to do that. And also, I kind of want to fight in the arena, I won't lie to you. I'm a big fan of arena segments in video games. This is a difficult one for me. I'm just not confident in the plan. I believe my original plan is more sound than what you are proposing. I shall gain Malice's support by killing you. Ophelia, wait! Argenta looks at you with a stunned expression. This man is our friend and the Emperor's dutiful servant. Why would you seek his death? You know as well as I do that he is doomed. If I kill him, we will gain a proper ally and thus improve our chances of escaping. Argenta's expression darkens, and she says mournfully, You are right. A rogue trader's life is too precious to gamble away, and yet I grieve that we have to save it by such ignoble means. You've betrayed me, Sister Argenta. Defector, your faith is weak and pitiful. Brothers and sisters in arms, destroy the traitor who kills at the behest of Xenos. Got some heretical points. Tragic. Alright. I just didn't believe, you know. Even though this is obviously not the moral choice. Where's he going? What the fuck? Why? That's extremely frustrating. He's moved several turns away. Okay.
I'm not your six-pet monkey.
I would center it.
Take it up to the monkey. I'll take death with my hands. Not in my face. Oh, great.
Thank God. Man, that was
Let us not
fucking
dawdle.
weird. Alright, time for a level up. Well, that was a quick one. Alright, what you boys got on you? Finally, a healing item. Trophy lasgun. Yeah. Oh, there was a box here I missed. Okay, thank goodness it didn't have anything helpful in it.
The Emperor favors me today.
Int bonus to weapon skill and ballistic skill. Dodge if the intelligence is more than 65. Tragically, that's nobody here. Hello, Harry. When the wearer uses press the advantage, they and their allies increase their resolve by +2 for 2 rounds. I don't even know what that ability is off the top of my head. Every time when more than 2 targets are damaged by the wielder's area attack, the wielder gains plus resolve momentum. Alright, well, Argenta can wear that. If only one of the wearer's combat tactics area is active in combat, well, we don't have anybody that does that, but, you know. We didn't pick up any demolitions, did we? No.
I always
Unfortunate.
have a backup plan.
Oh, there was more goods here. Okay, thank goodness. I didn't miss anything that would have helped in combat beforehand. Where's the
Is there money
commissar's
to be
body? Over there. What's up here?
I have failed my kin.
Ornate clothes or solid-looking armor are caked in his boiled
Rise to the
insides.
top, or get
Delightful.
left in the dust.
Okay. Bolt pistol. We'll take it. Hat. Grants +10 fellowship. Also the wearer's fell bonus % critical hit chance, both to the wearer and their allies. Okay. Commissar's head. Delightful. Alright, I'll put on the hat. Argenta can put on the ring. We'll give you the bolt pistol instead of that revolver. Give you the med kit. Great. Now,
Always.
back to
Keep your eye on
Malice
the
we
prize.
go. What the fuck was that?
Did you hope to see an
Wounds on this corpse are
Azuriani
inflicted
fail?
haphazardly, as if the killer was driven by pure brutality.
Sense something
Wow,
fine.
brutality in Comera? Dude, that's crazy. Alright. Well, that was weird.
I always keep my options open.
Hey, buddy. Humanly, relax with us. Take a stimulant and enjoy yourself. Is this the one who is giving you trouble? He was the only commissar I could find. Malice's mouth opens disturbingly wide, revealing long, dagger-like teeth. He stares at the head with naked hunger in his eyes. A fine offering. His mangy brain would make the perfect snack, but I have a better idea. Well done, humanling. Now is when I should hold up my end of the deal and remove the mind maggot from your body. But even if I tried to, I doubt you'd survive. I'm a fighter, not a hacker of flesh. I lied to you to get you to act fast. That's just life in the spires, you see. I'm not surprised. This hardly comes as a surprise. Good to see how fast you're getting the hang of things in Comera. It's really nice. Really a nice way to live. Your conversation is rudely interrupted by a crash and thundering footsteps. Oh, fuck. I came for the meat, Malice. Meat for the arena. The rumbling voice of the creature stitched from flesh, pain, and fury echoes inside the black helmet. And it is waiting for you. Shriekers, the sand is once again thirsting for your blood. Those of you who will give their lives to entertain our masters know that I never cared. Those who come back alive and in one piece will have as many stimulants as your pathetic bodies can handle. Malice shifts his gaze to you and grins wickedly. Give my best regards to the arena, fresh meat. Who are you? The booming voice that erupts from under the helmet is full of scorn and barely contained fury. Bring your transformed meat to heal, Malice, or it will not even make it to the pit. The Hulk's body is crisscrossed by thick, ugly scars, as if someone stitched it together from different pieces. Its huge muscles are disproportionately swollen and riddled with peculiar wire-like augments running under the skin. Its backbone has been stripped of flesh and is encased in the steely grip of a spinal transplant, and its face is hidden by a black helmet. Malice, what does it want, and why is it calling the shots here? This is a servant of our Lord Tevanitas, the homunculus allied with the Reaving Tempest. This entire sector of the spire and the chasm is the domain bestowed upon him by the Cabal. This is where he harvests materials for his art. Screaming, pleading, panicked materials. And this is where he recruits gladiators for the arena. What does this have to do with me? Malice looks visibly pleased when he says, Now you are a shrieker, meat. Move it. The masters wish to drink of your suffering. I am ready. How smart of you to not resist humanly. Save your strength for the battle. Yeah, let's go. Love arena combat. Big fan. This banality of violence is dull. I crave subtlety. Die gracefully, die patiently. Such tantalizing hints of despair. The gladiators around you are exchanging anxious smiles. Whatever awaits you fills them with a mixture of terror and anticipation. They are about to unleash fighters and beasts that will seek to eviscerate you. So try to survive until the end of the fight, meat. No one is expecting more from you. But should you kill something after all, do it painfully. Unless the master's craving for death agony is sated, they will release me into the arena, and you will regret that. Got it. What is this place? The gladiatorial arena of the cult of the Fatal First. This is where masters come for a new youth. A new youth, and where pathetic meat from the chasm is brought to die. What will I receive if I emerge victorious? The creature leans down to get a better look at you, then says, acrobatically, Your life, but do not concern yourself. You will not win. I am ready to fight. Then try not to die the most pathetic death. Off with you, meat. Rejoice, spire dwellers. I've come to slake your fatal thirst. May the vicious hunt commence today. My wild hounds will enter the arena to taste the blood of the wretched challengers. Bathe your souls in their suffering. Make your guesses at whether the prey can overcome the predators. If you're looking for more refined entertainment, watch the ousted Draken of the Reaving Tempest fight for his life against the glorious champions of the arena, the blood-stained proselytes. If your soul is so hardened, only the triumph of violence can soften its scars, enjoy the massacre of the fearsome flesh gorger. Today we'll try to kill him again. Is that the Space Marine? That looks like it could be the Space Marine. It's definitely the Space Marine. He's got the augments on him. Is that all? Will you just give me your pet gestures? Don't be offended if I break your playthings, Kikaros. Let the fatal thirst be quenched. We finally found the Space Marine. The world suddenly loses strength and certainty. Everything around you looks like a decoration and a sham. Horror constricts your chest. The sounds join in a terrible loop of self-repetition, mixing with a grinding sound, becoming high and sharp like the teeth of a chainsword, tearing at your eardrums. Okay, good talk, good talk. Well, this doesn't look so bad.
I am not your zinc monkey. This team is infamy. I will stand your intent. That is the new thing. Hold your fingers this way. This will be quick. I'll be your governor. I'm finished. On. I'll be your governor. If not me, I'll be governor. Let's get through it. Particle of somewhere. Hold on. Go away. As the emperor comes, I act. Okay. As the emperor comes, I act. Down to the weak. If I must. I am not your zinc monkey. If he wants to me, it's good zone. I'll be governor. My gut tells me it's a bad idea. I'll be your governor. I stand for it. Who's not me? I'll be governor. It's good zone. On. It's worse than this. Face have these weapons. I'll do it. This team is in. I am not your zinc monkey. I understand your intent. It deserves your cause. Taking captive receives my signature. I refused. I won't compromise my principles. I won't stand for it. My gut tells me it's a bad idea. Can you before? I'll be in that. This will get me. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. As the Emperor comes, the Emperor. This team is in. It deserves your cause. Stop trying, monkey. I refuse. I'll take it personally. I'll be that. I'll brush this off.
Alright, no problem. Kikaros' hounds are dead. We've proven ourselves. Maybe the cult will even take us under their protection. But there are too many of us, and there can't be too many winners. True.
I'll make an example out of you.
Expected.
Crush them.
Just as an example. That will make it. If I must. I understand your intent. You okay? Regret some duties. Okay. Fix that Jesus weapons. I'll do it. You cannot force me to talk. Are you moving? No.
Alright, easy. Have you enjoyed it? Are you surprised? The fallen Draken has defeated the best warriors of the arena. The cult appreciates it. Marzai Arasarashi has been granted the right to join the Bloodstained Proselytes, our circle of champions. Did any of you expect to see a monkey challenger survive the vicious hunt? Do you savor the sight of the flesh gorger devouring his mangled enemies? Is your... he's definitely a space wolf. Is your fatal thirst quenched? Yes, it is quenched. Great. Sick. Okay, I'll take another great sword, but the rest can just go to the cargo.
Keep your
Let's
wits about you.
see. Can we get to the Space Marine? Is that allowed? Doesn't look like it. That is a shame.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
But we have at least seen him now. Only took till chapter 3. You follow Argenta's gaze to the soaring Drukhari craft and the squirming bodies nailed to its side. I fucking knew it. That's Sergeant Viscastes. I recognize him. I know his voice. Ophelia, help me. We have to save these people from this torture. One of the Drukhari on board sneers upon hearing Argenta's shouts, eliciting a wave of approving cheers. The Drukhari kicks one of the groaning bodies, blatantly savoring his untouchability. I do not think they can be saved, Alantak. I can see even from where I stand how unnaturally twisted the joints and how badly clipped the tendons are. Be quiet! Be quiet, you despicable Xenos. All this is the work of your kin. Argenta hisses angrily and grips her weapon. Your light looks almost sympathetically. The only salvation you can give to the unfortunate is the grace to end their suffering. And how do you propose we do that? There has to be a way. I simply can't stand here and watch. Your only chance of helping him is to shoot him and end his suffering. It is now or never. Not even really true. They could easily bring him back to life if they wanted to. Argenta does not hesitate for longer than a second before she raises her weapon and fires. The figure flinches and goes limp.
Let us not dawdle.
Love Kamara, dude. Kamara's great. Big fan of being in Kamara. Can't wait to spend more time in Kamara. May we please have the Space Marine join the party now. The stranger standing before you brings to mind a motley-colored, long-limbed doll abandoned amid carnage and detritus. The bright colors of his sleek costume seem comical against the unremittent gloom and hostility of this place. Only the sorrowful horned mask that hides his face and the dark-headed cloak he wears pay tribute to the overwhelming air of hopelessness. Every move the Xenos makes sings with the theatrical precision and a predator's grace. You cannot decide if this person is an accomplished dancer or a master assassin. You have never heard of such Xenos before. What is he doing in the chasm, and why is he standing before you now? The crib of putrid flesh offends your taste. Oblivion comes now. Here its nocturne plays. I am at the starlit strain that chills the soul, the piece that doomed throngs pitch into dance. You are among them, merchant vagabond. So tread the steps I say, escape fate's grasp. Your light takes an involuntary step back, her face filled with fear. A Brennian, doom incarnate. Of all the places in the galaxy, you show yourself here. The outcast and the merchant, what a pair, bereft of blood and hope. Without a path, the parent cloaks the cradle once again, and babe is doused in darkness as before. But death is near, Ashran's child. Make haste. Forget your riddles for a moment. I'm looking for my missing companions. Do you know anything about their whereabouts? Whose life so drearily does the merchant prize, to boldly now disrupt the night's melody? These are the only ones I can ask about. I wish to find Pascal, my tech priest. Amidst the shadows dancing round here, a crimson streak I spied by flesh consumed, malevolent, but not his own, I fear, a vagrant languishing, alone and doomed. Heinrichs? The one who mastered flesh's mysteries, the soul's enigma is what plagues his mind. All those who glint unnoticed by the rest, he now holds prisoner within his hall. I see. That business is done, we must resume our dance. What is this dance you are so intent on drawing me into? The steps you already know, vagabond. A knife-edge minuet you must perform, between oblivion foes and your own friends. So heed my sonnet well, it holds the key. A melody of snarling agony, bequilling now by rending flesh beschewed. Through sinew, bone, and grisly pageantry, it calls the blood-soaked drape to come unstitched. A haggard chorus in the hall behind, their flesh employed to serve the maestro's art. No prayer for mercy slips from throats confined, the baton sets the beat of every heart. And entrails are for him an instrument, and veins a living stave sounds parallel. Yet death to him is no impediment, for corpses' tunes do carry just as well. Through spectacle of blood and gore forge past, should carve your eyes to glimpse sun's light at last. Everything is perfectly clear. There's a certain maestro of flesh who conducts experiments on the bodies of others. He has a laboratory that can only be accessed by fighting in the arena to draw his attention. With his assistance, I will be able to escape the chasm. Oh, and your name is Nocturne of Oblivion. Have I missed anything? The Xeno stills and looks at you intently. He is not accustomed to anyone so adroitly and quickly navigating his verbal labyrinths. That much is clear. At last you hear a low chuckle behind the mask, and the Xenos claps his hands slowly, saying only one word. Brava! An indigo ripple passes over the Xenos body, and he dissipates like a bad dream. It looked a lot to me like he ran away. But I thought some illusion had clouded my gaze when I beheld a Brennian at the Archon's court, for he is an omen of monstrous things to come. Care to tell me who that was? My brother? My kin? Like the Drukhari, he is one of the children of Ashran. He is not one of the children of Ashran. You Monkey call things like him the Harlequins, for they are memory. They are oblivion. It is the Harlequin's duty to remind our kind that, despite our differing paths, we have but one enemy, she who thirsts. And among the Harlequins, there's no creature more unpredictable or perilous than the solitaire. Their entire lives are a spectacle, where the art of performance and the art of killing are intertwined. Basically, the Harlequins are a tiny sub-faction that go freely between Eldari and Drukhari. They're basically like, not the leaders, but, you know, important enough that they cause problems. How do solitaires differ from other Harlequins? Harlequins perform the dance without end, the tragedy of our people's past. There's one role which only an Umbrinian may perform, the role of the enemy, she who thirsts. They reviled Salanthresh. To delve into the mind of she who thirsts, even for a moment, is extremely perilous. Many have lost their sanity and even their life attempting to portray our kind's greatest enemy upon the stage. Only the Abrenian are capable of such a feat, and for that reason they are respected and feared by all Eldari, from the Farseers of the Ashrani to the Archons of the Dark City. The Abrenian's role is one of terror and isolation. They walk the path of damnation, doomed after death to surrender their soul to she who thirsts, and even a spirit stone cannot guard them from this fate. And Segorak, the laughing god, must go into battle against Salanthresh for the soul of every solitaire, for in his victory lies the Abrenian's only hope of salvation. You fear him, don't you? To the depths of my soul. If you are truly wise, Alantak, you will do the same. What was he doing at the court? That I do not know, but what is not hidden from my gaze is his interest in you, Alantak. Tread carefully. Attention from an Abrenian bodes nothing good. Many believe that even speaking to one is tantamount to a death sentence. Why did he call me the merchant vagabond? Who knows? Those like him see the world differently and no need to explain their metaphors to others. It's not exactly hard to figure out, is it? Rogue trader is basically just, you know, synonyms of merchant vagabond. Let's go. We should not linger here. Four-drop half Alantok. Where are
Rise to
the
top,
boys?
or get left in the dust.
Where is the Space Marine? I would like the big boy to join the party now. I would assume he's very strong. Okay, bye. The ease with which the flyer took to this air suggests they made use of profane xenotech. Fair enough.